Hey, Swallow, you had your hand up before I did. If you want to chime in.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, kind sir.
Top of the morning.
Happy
I'm,
Stationary Saturday, 58.
Top of the morning to you.
yeah.
Welcome
Well,
to season 2.
Saturday's almost over for me, but anyway.
Oh,
Hey, I'm
still
hearing a
flat,
lot of.
still
Sorry.
flat Sundays.
No, it's Saturday for me still, but it's Saturday night.
Okay, Stationary Saturday night.
Time
Welcome.
travel.
Yeah.
How you missed us?
Not at all. No, I've been hearing a lot of goalpost shifting here and a fuckload of cope. I had a good laugh when Not Free was up on stage. He was giving Dave a good grilling for being a fucking scammer like he is, and I know that he's down there listening. And look, I asked him a few weeks ago what he would be doing, and well, I'm just hearing more fucking bullshit excuses. It's pathetic. He should be sad about himself.
Why don't you talk about Not a Professor's Dave performance if you want to talk what's pathetic or not, bro?
You got them screenshots.
Professor Dave. Huh?
Not a Professor Dave.
Yeah, I actually wanted to bring up the fact that Whitsit is now claiming that his missus is pregnant, so he can't go. So what's with all the fucking exits right now? It's just, is
Dave,
anyone actually going to fucking bother going at all?
You should be mad at them, bro. You should be mad at, like, think about it. Like, you should be mad at them. Like, if we was trying to set up,
be mad at?
I would
the liars, the people that said that, hey, we wasn't really a part of it. It ended up being all the anti-flirt, like, colluding together behind the scenes to set this up.
I would trust.
Like, that just sounds like if something happened, if something actually happened terribly wrong, right, to people that we care about in this community, we will be looking at each other like, well, why the hell did we do it, knowing that they already did some weird, dishonest stuff to start with? It will almost be like ridiculous to put ourselves in that situation. And even still, Whitsit and Jaronism would say they would be willing to accept it upon certain parameters. So it's just like,
hey,
you need to be mad about it.
So good, I'll get this one to you, right? When I heard McToon wasn't going to go, I thought, well, that sucks. And when I heard that Fight the Flat Earth said he wasn't going to go because he's got like some sort of injured knee, I thought, well, that fucking sucks too. So I'm disappointed in both of them for their efforts as well. So you've got me on recording saying that.
Suspicious, right?
You just say fight the fat.
I think it's pathetic.
Well, I'd say suspicious, but okay.
No, I think it's pathetic because I'm sure that I'm sure Toon might be able to if he said yes, he probably might have been in the race for the free trip. I mean, like, I understand it's Christmas time, I get that, right? But you know, he's one of the guys that you guys, you know, laud the most. He should have been first. He should have been first in line, and he should have been first in line to be the person to go down there. So I'm disappointed in him for that. You've got me on recording saying that.
All right, I mean, at least you keeping it honest. Like, I can't be mad if you holding us accountable, if you also are gonna hold them accountable too as well. I don't know if I totally blame FTFE if he's like, you know, kind of, I don't know, can I say crippled? I don't know if it's really crippled.
He said something about he might lose his leg. Like, I don't know. I see that he sometimes says he's in pain. I don't know the whole story about it. But I mean, these are the two guys who like to go out there and scream at people the most. And, you know, they went up there and did all their interviews first. So, you know, if you're the person who's keen enough to do the interviews first, well, you've got to be keen enough to put your face on the line. And they both fell over before the start line happened.
Yeah, those are some valid points. I gotta admit that.
So I'm disappointed in that. I don't know who else is going. I'm a bit surprised that Caleb he's completely quiet.
Who?
Caleb, you know that guy that you guys kicked out like about 20 weeks ago?
He's been quiet on everything for quite a while, not just the final experiment. He's been quiet. I haven't heard anything from him in a long time.
Everybody's having babies these days, right? I think everybody's having babies these days.
Hey, I had a baby too. That's the thing. You see, if you recall, I went off and had a baby And then 4 months later, I went to El Salvador. So I don't know what time Whitsett says he's going to have a baby, but I mean, if he's going to have a baby and it's going to be 4 months
Austin
old,
told me
I don't see that as a good enough excuse.
he
I
told
really
me
don't.
he was having a baby in July,
Having a
early
baby.
July. He told me that months before the whole final experiment thing even came to be, where anyone's talking about.
What month is it now?
It's June. Or he said
it's June.
He said a few weeks after the Professor Dave debate. I can't remember exactly if it was late June or early July, but he said it a couple weeks after the Professor Dave debate, because the reason he told us about it was because he was like saying that Professor Dave kept trying to change the date, and he thought Professor Dave was trying to make it as close to his wife's due date as possible so that like he might be able to get out of the debate. That's what Austin thought. So that's how the whole thing came up. And actually, he said that on Space. That was like months, or not months, probably at least a few weeks before the whole final experiment thing came out. So, like, you think he's making that up?
Well, sorry, but if that's the case, why hasn't he said, "Look, I've got complications. I've got
dude,
I'm going to be I'm going to be there with my smock on and help and deliver." So why didn't he say that weeks ago?
Let me put it this way: you could not pay me a large sum of money to go down there, much less going for free. You could not pay me money to go down there because I don't trust any of those people. You don't know what's going to happen to you down there. Like all of the people like Craig and McToon are like suspiciously backing out. It's like, oh, that's weird. So what's actually going to happen when you go down there? I wouldn't want to go down there. They might you might come back with a damn clone, like a freaking Dave Chappelle or a Britney Spears or something. It looks like kind of like you, but not really like you at all. And all of a sudden you're talking about how Earth's like a globe. I mean, hell, like obviously I'm just I mean, I'm not saying that's like the most
if you came back looking like David Chappelle, that'd be hilarious.
Like, you know what I mean? He used to look one way, now he looks another way. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not saying that's for sure gonna happen or anything like that.
I'd be so mad if they clone this shit and turn them to a
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But look, who knows? They obviously have some sort of nefarious plan. You can just see it in McToon and FTFE and those guys' faces when they talk about it. And like they're not even going. So it's like it's really sketchy. You're going down there to where there's no one around.
Just the problem.
There's no one else around for like thousands of miles. You have no idea what's going to happen to you down there. Like fuck that, dude. I don't need to see a 24-hour sun that much. Like I already said, it doesn't really prove anything one way or another. It'd be cool to go to Antarctica, but not under those conditions. So fuck it. You couldn't pay me to go on that trip. You could not pay me to go on that trip. It's like it's so sketchy.
Yeah, okay. It might be cold and all that sort of stuff, but I got to admit, there's going to be like 50 tents. There's probably about like 300 people there. So I don't know if anyone would go around doing some sort of murder in an area where there's 300 people.
The cold is fine. That's just cold. It's the people that are dangerous, not the cold.
Oh, you're talking about like potentially 2 people, and there's like they're going to be a plane like full of 150 people. You're worried about
there's 150 people going all the way.
I just think there's a big problem with trust.
Trip, every moment there's going to be 150 people with you. From beginning to end, there's going to be 150 people with you.
Well, yeah, but the plane's going to take X amount of explorers down there, yeah, and there's also an entire camp full of chefs and like radio controllers and like
people who work for the
garbage
government
and maintenance man and stuff. Yes, there's people everywhere. So
people work for the government. Yeah, I don't trust people who work for the government.
No, I'm assuming from what I've read, they work for that tourism company. So the chefs and the cleaning guys, they all work on that site for this ALE company.
So the chef
I don't think it's government at all.
The chef and these people who work for the tourism company, they're going to protect me when I'm out in the middle of nowhere with some shady people who are trying to squash flat Earth. Yeah,
they're not your bodyguards, but they are people who are going to think suspicious if flat earthers are suddenly getting dragged away with a bloodstain during the middle of the night.
How do I know? And how do I know that chef who doesn't like work for the Mossad or something?
Yeah, he's got a huge cleaver. I tell you what, it's he uses it on his meat.
Guy is going to have my back down there. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Come on.
Do you really think that this is?
Well, maybe you should make friends with the chef.
Do you really?
Well,
have you really bought into this? Like, this isn't going to happen. It never was going to happen.
All I'm hearing is just fucking excuses.
Well, let me ask.
I'm just hearing excuses.
Let's hear your excuse.
Yeah.
Would a non-observation of a 24-hour sun falsify the globe? Yes or no? Yeah, that's right.
Sorry, would a non-observation of a 24-hour sun?
Yeah. So if they don't see a 24-hour sun, would it falsify the globe?
if they don't see the sun for 24 hours,
Yeah, we'll falsify the
we'll
globe.
see like the thing, like I know that there's a whole
it
claim
won't.
about clouds too, right? But if the sun does not trek down towards the south end and it doesn't reveal itself in the south or the west or the east or whatever like that, then it does falsify the
So
globe.
if they don't see the sun, it'll falsify the globe. That's what you're saying. So it's not a globe. If they go there and they
Well,
don't see the sun, then it's not a globe. 100%.
if they go there and the sun stays between northwest and northeast only and never goes behind them to the south, then that falsifies the
It
globe.
falsifies it.
Okay.
Proves it can't
Yeah.
be a globe.
But I know that there's a catch with the whole. You could have 3 hours of cloud, so you can't go out there and say, well, 24 hours because you could have 3 hours of cloud. So that's it's a grey area. But if the sun does not go past the northwest and the northeast sort of 45-degree lines, then if it stays within that zone of the north region, then that falsifies the globe.
Okay. Here, I've got a better
So
question.
I just want to
If
make sure that it will falsify the globe and they're just not at the wrong coordinates, or they got the wrong day, or they're in the wrong place where they wouldn't see that, right? Like none of those things could be
Well, you
possible.
definitely need to be below 67 degrees
How would they know that?
on the latitudes. So if you were at 68, you're going to have a problem because it might set.
How would they know
right?
that, though?
But if you are at 79 degrees, you should be okay.
How are you going to know
You should be able to see it if it happens.
That's what I'm asking you. How are you going to know that?
Well,
How are you going to know where you are? How are you going to know your latitude?
Well, I believe there's going to be 2 GPSs being taken down there, and the flight is a 4-hour flight from Punta Arenas, and Punta Arenas is like bloody fucking 58 degrees south or something like that.
Okay, most of it, the peninsula, right, is not within the 60th parallel. It's outside of it.
That's correct.
Okay,
Wait,
so
how do you trust GPS when it's not like the source is like it's not open code? It's not like you can't get the.
Brady.
Let's not throw too many questions into the box here.
Well, Colin Brady,
we were just talking about. I agree that the peninsula is not below the 67th degree.
So they could be just in the wrong place, right? You ain't gonna be able to tell. Can't do celestial navigation because you have 24 hours of daylight.
Okay,
right?
let's.
So how are you
let's say they go to the wrong place and it's not 67 degrees south, then you might have a small sunset.
Okay.
But it might be for like an hour.
Yeah, you're missing the point. The point is no observation is going to falsify the globe. It's not even logically possible. It's not going to falsify flat Earth. It's not logically possible because any observation of the sun in the shape of the Earth is an inference. And inferences can't prove or disprove things. Okay, so this whole thing is a waste of time. And if any of you guys looked up the weather, you would see that you have a greater than 92% chance that it's going to be overcast because it's overcast there most of the time. So in the month of December in 2023, if you look up the weather in so-called Amundsen Station, South Pole Station, it was overcast every single day except for the first of the month. So
okay, let me say one thing.
Look at clouds. I mean, seriously.
Let me say one thing, right? If you even went to let's say they went to 64 degrees south, right? So they didn't go past.
This is the problem.
Well, you would be maybe on that peninsula, maybe on that peninsula, right? So let's say they go to 64 degrees south, right? They haven't made it to the Arctic Circle. You still may end up finding that the sun is moving, towards the east, and then even sunsetting at the southwest. And if it sunsets at the southwest, and then it sunrises at the southeast, well, that's another point of interest.
Okay. Clouds
or not.
So when you say southeast,
think about it.
What are you using for your cardinal directions?
You just use. I know that the magnetic might be a bit shot down there, but if you know where your north is, right? If for some strange reason you know where your north is, you know which way the plane came in, and then you orientate yourself. And if you're not at the Arctic Circle and it sets southwest, so at least almost at the south end, and it rises at the southeast, it's only going to be down to like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours max, but it's going to be in an area where the flat Earth is not provable,
What do you mean?
clouds or not.
Do you mean not possible or?
Well, because the sun is not supposed to go past the west line, the west in your cardinal directions, and it's not supposed to go down to the south end.
See, that's the problem. Okay, what you guys don't understand.
That's not a problem.
No, there's
No,
three sets of cardinal
I
directions.
think you're not understanding. Think about
you
it.
don't understand your own model. There's 3 sets of cardinal
On a
directions.
flat Earth, it's not supposed to go. If you're 80 degrees south on the flat Earth, it's not supposed to go beyond the northwest 45-degree line.
Okay, yeah.
Got it?
Okay, yeah. In the
Yes.
celestial coordinate system, yes. In that coordinate system, yes, it should not. But see, you don't understand. There's cardinal directions we use for the sun. There's a cardinal directions we use for the celestial sphere, and there's cardinal directions we use for the compass. Those three cardinal directions, they don't match up to each other. Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know you don't.
I don't know what you're talking about. North is north, south
No,
is south.
not.
It's just the way it is.
No, it's not.
West is
No,
west.
it's not.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so if you go on,
What are you talking about?
Listen, I'll tell you what you
See,
can do.
this is why we don't like talking to flat earthers, because you delude yourself.
No, I'm gonna
You're
tell
all
you.
fucking deluded.
Yeah, listen.
Hello,
Yeah,
listen to yourself. You're all talking like shit.
Listen.
Blah 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 blah. I don't even know where fucking north, south, east, and west is.
All right. 58. Relax. God, bro, you just literally start spiraling out of control. You like start glitching. Wait until he finishes what he want to say and then tell him why he wrong or concede to what he's saying. But you gotta listen, bro. Stop being childish.
But he's not listening to me. Why am I supposed to listen to him if he's not listening to me?
He's saying, hey, this is why this is gonna work. And he was like, oh, you're just delusional. Like, why don't you ask, hey, why don't you think this is going to work? Why don't you ask him that? Wouldn't that be an honest and civil approach?
Can he tell me where the sun is going to go? If you have a compass that works, where will the sun go? If the compass works, where will it go?
Depends on the coordinate system you use. So this is what I was going to tell you, right? So if you go on time and date or SunCalc or any sun calculator, right, to where the position of the sun is, and say you use Greenland and Tierra del Fuego or Buenos Aires, the same place basically, right? And you get sunrise on the equinox in South America and Tierra del Fuego, it rises at 91 degrees south. So how can it rise at 91 degrees south if the coordinate systems match up? Because if you look at what's the definition of east is the direction the sun rises on the equinox. So just the sunrise itself is east, but then when you look at the coordinate system, it's 91 degrees, which is not east. Then if I whip out my compass there, because of the magnetic declination, now I got a third east. Okay, this is what I'm trying to tell you. You can just look it up. It isn't my opinion. It's the way it is. And then if I trek to frickin' Greenland on the equinox on the same line of longitude, and I whip out my compass and watch the sunrise, or not whip out my compass, use the celestial coordinate system, it rises at 86 degrees, which is also not east. But because east is defined as where the sun rises on the equinox, it is east. In that coordinate system, in the solar coordinate system, you can go on Google Maps and you try to draw a line east, all those lines will always intersect at the equator. Why is that? We don't make this shit up, dude. It's your stuff. If you got problems with it, take it up.
I don't know why you guys are talking about Greenland and Brazil. You just I don't know why you're darting around. But on the equinox, right? It's going to rise and set either somewhere between 89, 90, or 90 or 92 degrees or whatever like that. But we're not talking about equinox here. We're talking about the summer solstice of the southern hemisphere.
Talk about directions. cardinal directions
Yeah, we're talking about
and
directions.
coordinate
And when you
systems
come
and
down
shit like
south,
that.
when you come down south and you orientate yourself to the north, right, you will find, right, that the sun will rise and the sun will set in the south side. So, like, even where I am, the sun will rise. It will rise southeast and it will set southwest. That doesn't work on a flat Earth model. And I've been trying to tell these guys for 50 weeks, and they don't listen.
Yeah,
I live
Oh
it
my
every day,
yeah.
every
It's
day,
well,
and you still don't
and you
care.
could
You
no, you
think
could just say it
you
don't
don't believe
work, but
me, do
that's
you?
not evidence. Your claim is not evidence.
It works.
No,
It works because it happens here every day. It
that's
happens here every day.
fantastic. But your claim that it doesn't work on so-called flat Earth model, whatever that is, there's no evidence for that.
Yeah, because that would send because on the flat Earth model, it would send the sun far off into your distant worlds. You know all those islands which you call like Atlantis and like all those ones with those gods and stuff like that. That big map with all the really weird continents. It would send your sun off on a weird ass fucking direction,
I don't know who your map
away,
is.
away, away, never to come back again.
And I gotta defend some weird map
Now
I
we
never
come
saw.
back together. You
Go
so
out.
dramatic.
Go out and look at the time and date for our summer solstice where I live, and you'll see that every single day I'm living this. I'm living where the sun rises in the southeast and sets in the southwest during summer.
Okay, that's fine, and I explained to you why it's fine, and you don't understand what the explanation was. That the sun
Yeah, but we've
direction,
gotten so far off
there's a
track. Look,
sun direction
even if
within the
you're in
celestial coordinate
Antarctica,
system, and then there's the sun direction if we use the sun as the spatial reference, right? So when you have a coordinate system, you have to have a origin of coordinates, some spatial reference from which everything else is built off of. The celestial sphere one, right? The what would you call it? The latitude and longitude, right? The spherical coordinate system. That's one. The sun is its own. But if you put the sun within the celestial coordinate system, you'll get things like, hey, the sun rises to the southwest. That's not a problem. It's only a problem in
okay,
your coordinate system. It's a problem for you.
the coordinates are not based on the sun.
Oh God.
That's not what he said.
They're
They
not.
are if you want them to be.
No, no, they're not.
What's
The
trouble
coordinates
here?
are based. The coordinates are based by the north and south poles, and
Ones.
it's an even division
Which
around the
ones?
globe.
It's like
You guys are
it's like
using
three South
global
Poles now.
coordinates. You guys realize
Like
that,
three
right?
South Poles. Which one you talking about?
No, no. Yeah, I know you're talking about your magnetic one, but I'm talking about the one with which is the spin of the axis.
Yeah, the sun is a different coordinate system. Okay, this isn't arguable.
The sun moves in a into different positions all throughout the year in comparison to our in comparison to the globe's axis. So you can't use the sun to talk about the coordinates. You just can't.
Okay, yeah, you could use as long you can if you use the equinox, which is what we do, which is what we've done for 1,000 years at least. If you use where the sun rises on the equinox, yes, you can use the sun as your coordinate system. If you start with that direction.
Well, it's a good hint, but it's not always 100% dead on 90.
Well, if you start with that as your coordinate system, it is. It's going to be whatever you want it to be. Right?
But
it's not dead on 90. See, you're trying to say, hey, the actual coordinate system is the celestial sphere. Oh, the sun doesn't do what we want in our celestial sphere all the time. So it's not dead on 90, so we're not going to use it. But you start with the sun, right? And you can say, hey, the celestial coordinate system isn't always dead on. So your starting premise, right?
I don't know why you're trying to use the sun to figure out the coordinate system when I don't think I've ever seen a flat earther actually go out and do an experiment on equinoxes ever in my life.
Oh, dude, then you haven't been paying attention. Antonio
I've
Subarak,
never seen it.
listen, Antonio Subarak.
I've never seen it.
I'll tell you. I'm going to tell you. Antonio Subarak.
I've seen globers do it, but I've never seen flat earthers do it. They always run from it.
Yeah, I don't think so. Anyway, so 4 years ago, Antonio Subarak did a 24-hour hangout where anybody could come into the hangout, and record them doing a so-called Eratosthenes experiment, get the direction of the sun. You had a printed piece of paper that anyone could print off, and all you had to do was
What
get a
the fuck?
standard 6-penny nail that was made, that basically was designed so that everybody would have the exact same setup. So I think he got something like 27 data points over the entire equinox for 24 hours straight. And it was more rigorous than anything any Glober's ever done, because now they also got the direction of the sun. Someone's hot mic.
I think
Okay,
it's
anyway.
Swallow.
Yeah, so
My kid's talking to me. I don't really. I've lost interest. I've stopped
of
listening.
course, Flat Earthers never do anything.
Well, just mute your
Because you're
mic until
talking
he's
shit.
done.
I
Then,
told you what we
if you're not
did.
listening,
You're
your
talking
kid is in
shit.
the background.
Because
Mute
you
your
don't
mic, dude.
actually care, dude. You're just a phony. You're a phony. That's right. I said it.
Why do I
He's
keep
always
on
been a
getting
phony.
muted? I'm not a
You
phony.
are a phony. You just
I
So
said
mute
live
your
in the
mic when he's
South. I know
talking.
the
We
way
didn't
this
hear
works,
anything
and
he
you're
said
talking
because your
shit.
child's in the
you
background.
said Flat Earthers
Have
don't
you ever
don't
have you
do
ever
anything
gone to
in
the
the equinox.
Southern
I
Hemisphere?
tell you what we did,
Have
and
you ever
you're like,
gone to the
I
Southern
don't care.
Hemisphere?
Yeah.
Have you ever
Don't
gone to
ask
the
me a
Southern
question,
Hemisphere?
dude. Address what you just asked for.
Have you ever gone to the Southern Hemisphere,
There is
cunt?
no Southern Hemisphere, cunt. Because we're not on a sphere.
Yes, it fucking is.
No,
I live in it.
it's not.
That
You need a
dickhead.
sphere for that. You
Dickhead.
need a sphere for that.
Hey, Nicholas, I know that's not your
You need
fucking
a
name, but
sphere
you're
for
a
that. You
dickhead.
need a sphere
You've
for that.
never been here
You need a
before,
sphere
so
for
shut
that.
the fuck
You need a sphere
up.
for that. You need a
Man,
sphere
why are
for
you
the
throwing
Southern
darts at me,
Hemisphere.
man? I ain't even said nothing, bro. I ain't even said nothing.
So who's the one talking to me? I thought it was
Alien
Nicholas.
talking to you. No one's special. You don't have a Southern Hemisphere because you don't have a sphere.
Indio? Who's Indio?
It
I don't
says
see
no
any
one
Indio.
special at Indio 007.
Damn.
Oh, no one special. Okay, well, no one special. You're wrong.
Nuh-uh.
Mhm. Mhm.
Y'all are clowns, man.
Mhm. Hey,
You're a clown.
I'm not a
You
clown.
are.
I live here.
Good for you.
I live here, and I know the way this stuff works. And you guys are just talking out your ass. I mean, I'm
you
surprised.
know what
I'm
you
surprised your
don't.
fingers aren't covered in poo right now because you must be sticking your fingers up your butthole.
God. Unbelievable.
Does it smell good?
The
Is it a bit
level.
nutty?
This is the level of a
Is
Glober.
your fingers a bit nutty right
This
now?
is the level of a Glober. You're going to talk about my parents? Let's talk
No,
about freaking Little Richard's
I think
wife
I can
somewhat.
smell it through the speakers. Your fingers are very nutty
Let's
and
talk about
smelly.
Winston
They have a
and
very,
Mike Platters
they have a bit of an
personal
eggy
lives.
smell.
This is your level, dude. Gossip. You got anything to say?
Anyway, I'm going to have to take my kid off to bed soon, and you guys are talking shit anyway. But I did want to come in and say, Dave's a loser for fucking turning down a free flight, and you guys are coping for making some sort of new objective to go out there and meet two planes together. It's pathetic. You're trying to make an experiment like $250,000 for nothing.
Don't forget about Nicholas.
Dave is not just a
What about
loser.
Nicholas?
He's a scammer, grifter, and wizard too. And you keep making
Not free.
excuses.
Hey, not free. You're awesome. Not free. You're
Wizard
awesome.
of Oz over here.
EA energy. Get out of here. Go back to the comment section.
No, not free is awesome. Get back up there. Say it again. Dave's a scammer. Just buy his app. He wants his $11. He's a scammer. He's a scammer. I know he's down in the thing listening. He's a scammer. He's a
You can buy the
scammer.
app, and if you don't like it, you could get a refund, bro.
I didn't buy it because I'm not a fucking idiot.
You realize that Dave was already rich before
Elf must lie to be.
Well, then if he's already rich, he
There
should
is no
fly down
other
there.
way.
If he's already rich, he should fly down there now
What? Something you said doesn't
and
prove
stop
anything?
being such a fraud.
You already said it. Don't prove anything.
Dave is a fraud.
Yo, this
you
dude
already
is
said it,
killing
don't
me with
prove
the Wizard of
anything.
Oz
Why does
echo back.
Dave is a fraud.
a flat Earth hurt y'all so much?
Huh?
I just
Well,
want
because
to
you guys are
explain
telling lies.
something,
That's why.
Mr. Host. Can you
You guys are telling lies.
let me speak for a second? When both
Nah, bro. There's
of the
too many
sides,
layers. Nah. You ain't just gonna piggyback just because you got a little teammate. 58 came on that energy.
no,
Relax,
dude.
relax. There's hands. We gonna
When
get
the flat-
going. Hold on.
when the
Relax.
flat earther-
Relax.
A flat earther doesn't know.
Yeah, relax. Proud. I see you had your hand up. I don't know if you want to say something.
I kind of want to ask Swallow, did he watch the debate? and I want to know if he thinks there was swindler activity going on there. But I was gonna ask a sidebar question that's gonna derail, so we can get through more of the hands. Xavier been waiting patiently. But Swallow, did you watch the debate? What's the last debate?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I thought that the other guy wanted to speak. Are you asking me about this debate?
Yeah, simple. Did you watch it?
Look, yes, I did have a look at a replay of it. Yes, I didn't watch it live. I had a replay.
So you firmly believe that Whitsitt is a grifter because you don't believe in flat Earth, but you don't believe that Professor Dave is grifting because he's not actually a professor, and he's already admitted that he doesn't understand what he's talking about.
Okay, once again, you're going to get me on recording saying this, right? I have no idea whether or not this guy's a professor or not, and I don't really care whether or not he says he is or not. But they're both making money from what they're doing. So, yeah, Dave Farina or whatever, I'm sure he's making bank with his YouTube videos. So
Posing
that could
as
be
a professor.
seen as grifting
Posing
too.
as a professor.
Grifter
Well, I
is
don't know
something
about that, so I'm
else.
not going to make any claims about whether or not he has the qualifications or not.
Oh wait, we gotta
When
play
we
it.
say grifter, we mean something else. Okay? Not lying about his credentials.
Wizard
Look,
of Oz.
flat earthers
Chill
are
out,
not
son.
allowed to make money. Only Golders are.
Where's that, bro?
Don't you know
You
that?
doing?
Yeah, I had to clean it. I'll get it.
What I gotta say.
I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to talk about whether or not Dave has credentials or not because I've got no idea, so I can't answer that.
Do you think he
So
won
hold
the
If
on,
I
debate?
Swallow.
answered it, I'd be
Hold on,
lying.
Do you
Swallow,
think
because if he
Dave
show
won
it to
that
you,
debate?
Swallow, you can't ever say you don't know.
I don't think anyone won that debate.
No. That's not.
I think it was a total mess.
Who do
I
you
think it
think
was a mess.
from a neutral position, if you're an expert in logic and critical thinking and how debates work, if you watch that debate
So
and you have to pick a winner, who won that debate?
nobody. I think it was a mess.
You're so dishonest. You can't even
I
admit
can
it.
no. I
Matthew,
can
Matthew.
no.
You're
This is
so
you.
dishonest.
You,
You can't even admit it.
you asked me a question. I'm giving you my answer. My answer was it was such a mess that there was no winner. It was a fucking disaster. That whole video.
That's like saying there was a Super Bowl and both teams played badly, so there was just no winner. So they just called it off. Like, you're so dishonest. It's you guys have to be so dishonest. This shit gets
That's
so
not
old.
being dishonest. I don't think there was a clear winner at all.
Look, if you think it was a tie,
do
then
you know-
Winston clearly won.
Do you know what logical fallacies are, dude? Do you know?
That's not how ties work. If it was a draw, it doesn't make someone mean someone won.
Make sure you spread that message, Swallow. Make sure you go and all them chats and threads that you be talking shit in. Make sure you spread the message that you don't think either party won and that the behavior on Globe Earth side could have been better, per your own words.
And arguments.
Why do I have to go around parading it? I don't care. I'm not going to talk about the subject because I don't care.
Okay, I can't wait till you tweet about it 5 minutes from now, so I can review this clip because you know that's
Yeah,
not
just
true.
watch.
Just like Matthew
Can I
said, that's
say
dishonest.
Just
something?
watch.
So you ain't gonna never engage in flat Earth conversation on the TL. You said you don't
Your
care.
accent just
No.
disappeared.
Wait.
About the Dave Farina debate? Yes.
About this specific debate.
Hey,
All right. I'll hold
The
you to that.
the Dave Farina
hold you
debate
to
with
that.
Whitson, I had no interest in
I
talking
will
about.
hold you to that. I better not see a
Yeah, because it's
giggle.
horrible for you.
Well, go for it.
Because it's horrible for your side.
Go for it.
When I
All right. Well, anyway, I'm going to pass it over to Not Free because I think he was wanted to
Why
talk.
does-
So anyway,
why does not
I
free
just
accent
want to say
keep
something.
That
disappearing
wasn't not free.
sometimes?
We were gonna go to the heads.
When we say
he sounds
No,
Brazilian.
we were gonna go to the heads.